Hey y'all, this is Marley K. Hope y'all are well. Got a story that I want to share with you about the pilgrims hoarding. That's the best way to put it. Use it as a data point. Use it as a data point. If the rich people are putting out what they are doing, the poor peasants should be doing double the work. That's just my own personal philosophy. Understanding how rich folks think and having lived amongst them, being in their sphere and knowing how they operate. If they are preparing and planning, then so should we. All right, this story says construction of Europe's largest doomsday stockpile quietly gets underway. This story came out a day ago. Finland, where the rich store their money, is stockpiling emergency supplies to help prepare for a potential nuclear catastrophe in an EU-funded project spurred by the threat posed by P. Daddy's invasion of Ukraine. The Finnish Interior Ministry said on Wednesday that the stockpile would include protective gear, measurement equipment, medicines, and BAPs for an emergency involving chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear threats, which is CBRN. Finland was given funding worth $263 million for the project at the start of 2023. That's the beginning of this year. Remember what they told us. This is the first year of the new, you know what? After Janez Lenaric, whatever her name is, I'm butchering it up. The European Commissioner for Crisis Management said on January 17th that the P. Daddy invasion of the UK has confirmed the need to strengthen EU CBRN preparedness. So everybody is preparing except for America and especially the Negroes. I do not understand. I found this on the internet, came up in my news feed. So I was like, oh, so everybody's prepping except for us. They're not telling us nothing. Everything is just okay. The economy is good. The stock market is good. The weather is good. Just all we getting is climate change. You need to do something for climate change. It's getting bad. The crime is this, and um, politics. This one is going to jail. This one got a computer that's got stuff on it. Everything but prepare for the 7 lean years as we stagger to 2030. Come on, people. I'm gonna need y'all to step your prepping up, step it up, step it up, step it up. Finland has just joined the NATO. I have to say these words like this because we are getting censored heavily. With its membership spurred by the threat of MCOW poses. It shares an 800-mile border with P. Daddy country and it's close to the Baltic states, which have warned about the danger of P. Daddy Nim's nuclear capabilities. Finland's CBRN Reserves project manager, Tarja Rantala, said in a statement that while similar reserves are being set up in France, Poland, and Croatia, Helsinki's plan is the largest and that it would be ready by next year. So I'm utterly offended because these people don't have nothing. All they do is rob, pillage, steal, and destroy and get rich off of making other people suffer. And so they have all these resources to hoard, to preserve themselves, and to preserve the white way of life, while everybody else is out here scrapping and struggling and trying to figure out how we're going to rob Peter to pay Paul, eating poison, genetically modified food, lab grown meat, soylent green, drinking dirty water. We don't have access to a lot of things because these people have genetically modified everything pretty much. It just basically contaminated the earth. But they're planning, they have a contingency plan to survive while you are here watching um, football, while you're out here talking about racism, while you're distracted about nonsense. You out here chasing tail or looking to have sex, got your legs gap wide open so you can just have a good time on your back. And the dominant society is literally planning in our faces, not even hiding the fact that they are trying to survive while they try to kill us. Make it make sense. But anywho, the project is part of the EU Civil Protection Mechanism, the heart of which is the EU Emergency Response Coordination Center in Brussels, which coordinates assistance from around the world, although it prioritizes European countries. Just let that sink into your spirit. These people, all these countries, and keep in mind, this will Klaus and them be doing all mannerism of everything. This is their backyard. So these people are working together collaboratively with white nations all over the world to snatch resources, to put back stuff so that they can maintain, because they understand what is coming. They understand in the West, which includes Babylon, there's going to be nuclear war. There is going to be destruction. There's going to be death. There's going to be famine. There's going to be pestilences. They're prepared for everything, but they tell you don't worry about nothing. They've been telling us a storm is coming, darkness is coming, winter is coming. It's going to get bad. And folks just think in one day, whenever the bad happens, they're going to be able to run out to the store like they did during the pandemic, and the stores were empty. You couldn't buy toilet paper because it was hoarded up. People who have money and resources will get the stuff first, and those who don't have money, the poorest, will have nothing. They'll be taken care of last, if at all. These people are preparing. They're not hiding it. They are telling us to our faces. And so I cannot stress enough that you need to be preparing. They've already told us this is the first year of their new world order. And so, in order for you to try to endure to the end, it is going to require preparation. Preparation is smart. Smart people prepare. Responsible people prepare for the future. It's not stupid to prepare. It's not stupid to want to have a little something put back so that you can eat. You can figure out how you're going to make it. It's not stupid to have medicines or herbal remedies or whatever you need uh, to take care of your family or yourself or your neighbors if you get sick. Because wherever you are, if one person gets sick, everybody's going to, be impacted by it. It's not foolish to put away water when you see everything is burning up around us and just overnight. Look at what happened in Maui. These people are literally destroying popular places that they want. They're getting rid of groups of people they don't want or don't need anymore. They are literally shifting all these big major cities and preparing them for falls, preparing them for civil war, because people are going to be fighting about resources. They brought all these immigrants into all these big cities, and where they stuck them at? In black people's communities. Who going to be fighting? Black people with this group, black people with that group. It's all orchestrated chaos. And while we're distracted with all these different things, these people over here preparing. Whatever rich people do, you need to be doing the same thing. If rich people telling you, ooh, you need to be scared, it ain't just because they bragging about it. Rich people look out for rich people. They don't care nothing about you. They don't care anything about me either. They just don't. When the ERCC approves a request, Finland will collect material from the stockpiles and make it ready for transport within 12 hours, although the process will be tested first. Establishing CBRN strategic reserves on this scale in Europe is to a very large extent a pilot project. See how they're doing all these pilot projects? This is going to be the future. Rantala said in the statement. When contacted for comment, Rantala told Newsweek that the project and EU Commission's funding for CBRN stockpiles are not directly related to P. Daddy's invasion of Yuki, but of course, is one of the factors behind it. The EU Commission started to plan to open up a call for project proposal already in when? 2021. And the funding was also available for measures to tackle the, she said. So also, they're preparing for whatever thing that they're getting ready to unleash. So certain groups of people are going to survive and others are not. This is why we have to prepare. This is why you need to be getting your stuff. You need to have your mask. You need to be having your appropriate clothing, your shielding clothing, so that if you have to go out or be around people, your skin not getting infected. I'm not saying that you got to have, you know, a bunch of stuff, but you should have protective gear. We got to prepare for everything. You need to be preparing for fire, water, plagues and pestilences. Um, Everything, even in your garden. If you're going to have a garden, you need to be prepared to be overrun by stuff. You need to be prepared for what happens if we have a power outage and you have people who rely on electricity for their equipment to work. What's going to happen to those people? Those people going to perish. You're going to try to go to the hospital where they're probably going to have some, I can't say, but anyway, y'all know what happened during Rona. A lot of people went to the hospital for one thing, got something else, and then didn't come back home. You don't want that for your life. We got to be wise as serpents in this hour. Let us be about our business preparing. As the situation started to ease, it is my understanding that the sphere was then enlarged to cover also CBRN threats, she added. With Finland starting to draft the project proposal in 2021 before the war started and being approved by the EU Commission in December 2022. But just let you know, these people have been planning this stuff for a long time. A nuclear, that's why we had to be in the house, watching Twitch and DJs play music and eat and take out from Uber Eats. This is why, because they needed to do this stuff. A nuclear threat was hovered over the region since P. Daddy invaded Yuki, with the president, P. Daddy, putting his nuclear forces on alert. Them folks over there in P. Daddy's country, the media outlets there have made repeated calls for pow-pows on Western countries that support Yuki. We live in a Western country. Y'all don't think we're going to get some smoke somewhere? The Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant in Yuki, captured by PDAD and them forces, has come under fire, reportedly from both sides, raising fears of a nuclear disaster. There are concerns in the West that P. Daddy is planning a false flag operation at the site and will blame Yuki for a nuclear leak. Well, I was gonna say something, but just the pot trying to call the kettle. In April this year, the Finnish Defense Ministry said it would take part in NATO's nuclear planning and support operations, although it has decided not to allow any nuclear arms in its territory. Jane Kusela, the Director General for Defense Policy, told Reuters that nuclear weapons were central to NATO's deterrence and defense, and that Helsinki will enjoy the protection from them. They're going to enjoy the protection while you be out here unprotected. With that said, look at how the world is divided by color. Look at how the world prioritizes, or this current order prioritizes protecting whiteness, but at the expense of everybody else who's not white and wealthy, but especially white. So this is why the West is looking bad right now. In addition to everybody in the world who ain't the West are tired of the way that they operate. So they got more enemies than they can shake a stick at. You look at South America, you look at Mexico, you look at Canada, that even though they are Western, they backstab and savage, kind of like France. You look at the Caribbean, you look at the continent of Africa. People are tired of Western countries, tired of them. And so what you see is these people understand the writing is on the wall. Now, don't get it twisted. It's all orchestrated. All these things must happen, one, because it's biblical prophecy, but two, it's planned. But they know well in advance what's coming. So they are planning now because they see the writing on the wall. So if they're planning, you need to plan. If they're stockpiling, you need to stockpile. If the rich people over there in rich land with all the money in the world understand that their money ain't gonna save them, they need to stockpile stuff so that they can make it through, you should be doing the same thing. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't have faith and believe in the Most High that He is going to cover and protect you, because I believe that. But I also believe He gives us discernment and tells us, go to the store and get you some flour, get you some sugar, get you some salt and pepper and seasonings to put in your rice, because that might be the only thing you have. I believe He tells you, get you some dehydrated milk so that you can make some biscuits when you have to, because your neighbors might be hungry. I believe He tells you, put back some charcoals and some pellets, because you might have to cook outside because there might not be any fire. Might not be any electricity. Do not have so much faith and be so heavenly bound that you are no earthly good when all your dreams and fantasies about leaving here don't come to pass. You better prepare. Thank the Most High for giving you the resources and the insight to prepare. And then work. Just put your head down and work. Time is getting short, but every day that nothing happens here is another day that you have to prepare. I honestly feel as though, you know, everybody else is going to get it before us. We're getting it in other ways. We're getting fires and weather stuff and train collisions and supply chain breakdowns and food shortages and rationing and stuff like that. Higher utilities, threats of plagues and pestilences. I honestly believe all these new things are coming out and they want us to be like, oh, it's a new boogie thing out there. Oh, we don't care. We ain't scared of nothing. I honestly feel as though they are doing this on purpose because they want to catch us off guard. And then when they unleash the real thing, our defenses are down. We are in our rebellious state. And, it's easy to attack us that way. So, I just, everything now you got to be a conspiracy theorist about. You also have to really understand your enemy, and you have to see your enemy as an enemy. These people are not our friends. We live amongst and in an enemy. You just live with people who don't like you. And I'm not saying it as though, it's some secret. Everybody in the world knows nobody likes us. So you'd be a fool to not be preparing and thinking about defending and protecting yourself and your family, because everybody else is except for us. We sit around and think it's somebody else's job to fight for us, to defend us, to feed us, to provide for us. It's nobody's responsibility but ours. It's nobody's responsibility to save you but you. So you can be a fool and sit up there and think that these folks are going to just help you when they start running all up and through us, and then the enemy start tearing up stuff and the folks be like, it's time. You better have your stuff together. That's all I know. So with that said, I just want to share this story with you. It is, just another indicator that things are devolving all over the world, not just here. And our country is not going to tell us anything. So when you see other Gentile nations doing stuff, you need to be preparing. They're preparing. You need to prepare. And even if we are not here, something happens. We're you know we have an exodus and we're able to leave. Prepare anyway, because even through that process, you're still going to need stuff. So just prepare. That's all I got. All right, this is Marla K. Please like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content. Hit that bell notification so that anytime I upload new content, you can be notified. Check and make sure that you're still subscribed, because I lose subscribers pretty much every other day. Not sure why, but the system just does that. Consider following me on Rumble, Odyssey, Facebook, and Instagram. The links are in the description. If I am booted from this channel, that will be how I communicate with you. If you don't hear from me in about a week, check those other platforms, because I will be there. In the event that I'm taken down from all platforms and I disappear, I probably won't be back. They probably disappeared me. Anyway, do what you can. Keep prepping, keep praying, keep seeking the Most High. Obey those laws, statutes, and commandments. Get prepared for our next big feast day coming up. September is a big month. A lot of things are expected to go down in September. Next week is the BRICS conference. I expect a lot of things to start happening after that. We could get something that happens tonight. It's Friday. They love to do stuff on Friday. They love to release stuff on Friday. Be on the lookout this weekend for something happening. Um, Prepare for next week. If you got money in the bank, you probably want to get it out. Hold on to it. Invest in things that are tangible, that you can put your hand on. Because if you think you're going to be able to go to the store when you get ready, you might not have that ability. You think your dollar is going to be worth something, or your debit card is going to work, it may not work, and your money may not be worth anything. Do what you can now before it's too late. Every day that nothing happens is another day that you have to prep. So keep that in mind. Talk to y'all soon. Love y'all. Marla K, and I'm out of here.